Eloise Ansell, who's going to talk to us about the healing power of intuition. Eloise is an advanced body talk practitioner and runs one-to-one sessions in her clinics in London, Brighton and Reading. She is a trainer for the International Body Talk Association and also runs classes in the breakthrough and mindscape techniques. She's worked with hundreds of people all over the world, helping them to live a life led by their intuition, and has created an 8-week online series of talks on this subject, which some of you may be interested in after this evening. Okay, Louise, over to you. Welcome.
My name's Eloise Ansell, and you've said so well, you've introduced me already. I am really passionate about helping people to open to the healing power and healing nature of their intuition. So it's lovely to see so many of you here tonight. I've been here before. We were trying to work out when it was. It was about probably 4 years ago, talking about body talk. So I know at least one person was here then, and there's a few familiar faces. So if you've met me before, hello. But it's my pleasure to be back, so thanks for organising.
Thank you.
So, we all have busy days, and now you're here to listen to me. So, let's try and have some fun tonight as well. Hopefully I'll be entertaining. And it's my purpose tonight not only to kind of inspire you maybe a little bit, maybe give some hints and tips of things that you can do. This may not be new to you, I may be saying things that you're already aware of, but it's sometimes refreshing to hear it in a different way. So hopefully I'll inspire something, give you something to go away with at the end of the evening, and I've got some other options if you want to come and play with me a bit more. So yay! Now, a little bit of background about me, because everyone's like, who are you? Yeah, I'm an advanced body talk practitioner and I teach Mindscape. I was the first UK Mindscape instructor in the UK for the International Body Talk Association. So, quickly overview, the International Body Talk Association are the overseers of the therapists and instructors of the body talk system, which is a healing modality, which I've spoken here about before, maybe again. And under that umbrella, we're very much about working on ourselves as much as working on our clients. So we have a lot of things that we call the life sciences. So breakthrough and Mindscape sit within that, and this is all about looking at ourselves. And so Mindscape is our tool for tapping into the intuition. So it enables us to be there and present for our clients and really see what needs to be seen. Body Talk's all about working with the body to see what it needs, so that we can help it to de-stress itself, so that it can heal itself. And it's a very, very intuitive system. So, if it appeals to you, come pick up a leaflet. I'll talk some more about it maybe at the end. But for me, my big passion is helping other practitioners and other body talkers and my clients around the world to really get in touch with their hearts and to get in touch with that thing that ticks and keeps them alive and gets them expired? Excited? Good day. to live great lives. I'm all about living extraordinary lives. Now, I don't mean that in terms of like getting loads of money and being really famous. It's about living to the maximum potential and having the most fun and joy that you can in life. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of essence, that richness of that feeling, of that connectedness to self, having a healthy body, having a healthy environment and life. So that's what I'm all about. Now, my background's very varied. I started off as a research scientist. I advised industry on what networks to put in the civil aircraft. The big Airbus, the A380. I haven't been on it yet, but I had something to do with that. And then my background really is I'm a mathematician, I'm a physicist. I studied quantum physics at university. Now I kind of understand why. But I'm a geek, basically. I've worked in IT support, I've done so many things in so many different industries, but I'm very, come back from a very logical left brain perspective. But there was always that other side of me that wanted to kind of be seen and heard and be recognised and worked with, that kind of creative, intuitive aspect of it. And I think for us to live to our maximum potential, really live a life full of impact and a great one for ourselves, we need to be able to balance things. We need to have that harmony and that dynamic where we're drawing on both aspects. So I got more and more interested in what made people tick in life and how to get them to want to get out of bed in the morning and come to work. And I trained as a life coach. I was life coaching for about 10 years. It was a very well-paid hobby while I was still in the corporate world. And and I love working with people from setting, wanting to get from where they are to where they want to be, these big, massive goals, and helping support them to get there. It was great. I loved working one-to-one with people on that. And I was working in the corporate world. I actually was working for a big telecoms company. I had the execs in the company were on board with me actually implementing coaching throughout the whole business. And I was really excited about that. But anyone worked in jobs and offices, there's always politics, there's always stuff getting in the way. And after a while I went, I'm never going to get this done. I just felt it. I'm like, I want to go and work with people outside of the corporate world, one-to-one and all in groups and work with them in a different way. So, all on that journey, getting back to the body talk thing, I decided to set myself a big juicy goal. I decided to run the London Marathon, as you do. And so I gave up my life for 9 months. All I did was work, sleep, eat and run. So I went for no exercise to the marathon in about 9 months, but I injured my foot before the big day. And I couldn't put any weight on my foot for about a month. It was really painful. I was kind of hobbling around at work. And one of my life coaching friends was a body talk practitioner. So I ended up having my first ever session, because she was like, do you want me to take the pain away? I went, yes, please. But she laid me down, and she didn't tell me anything. I was so sceptical, I just left going, well, that was a load of rubbish. But 36 hours later, my foot was absolutely fine, and I could run again. I was like, oh, this is interesting. So as you do, when things catch your attention, you kind of follow them through. So I started training in body talk. But soon after that, I got told I had to go to this class called Mindscape to be a better practitioner. I had no idea what it was. So there I sat. They kind of did a public presentation that particular weekend on Friday night, and I sat there and I went, oh, when you get that moment and you suddenly realise there's so much more to life that you don't even see. So I took the Mindscape weekend and it was absolutely phenomenal. For me, it was a massive thing. There's my life before Mindscape and after. So what is Mindscape? It is a tool for tapping into the intuition. It's a way of structuring the intuition to open up that side of us, that right brain side of us, the intuitive side and the creative side. So that was kind of how I ended up kind of getting into this world. In the end, I gave up my corporate job, decided to go full-time. Eventually, the universe kept telling me to give up the life coaching. So I've been a full-time body talker and instructor for 8 years. So this is my life now. I get to run around and talk to lovely people like you about juicy, great things. So that's a little bit about me, and I'd love to know about all of you, but we've got time, sorry. Come talk to me again. Now, so I love working with people, and as I said, I've got clients all around the world that I can work with who will come on my online programs as much as my face-to-face ones. So I'm really blessed that so many people want to come and hang out. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit tonight about the healing nature of intuition. Now, there's one thing we need to get straight. We are all intuitive. We know that, don't we? We've all thought of someone, and then we bump into them, or the phone rings, and they've turned up in our world again after maybe 20 years. It's like we know there is something going on in the universe that isn't there in a logical left brain way. We can't see it, we can't touch it, we can't taste it or smell it, but there is that essence, that kind of web that connects us all, that energy. We are all connected on some level. The quantum physicists are proving it all the time, and it gets given loads of different names, like the Akashic records, or the kind of quantum field. You hear people like Lynn McTaggart will refer to the field quite a lot. And for me, I always call it universal consciousness. You know, because there's like, for me, there's that essence, that consciousness that runs through all living things, even plants and, you know, all the animal friends. I was driving here tonight and like kept really connecting with the trees as I was driving here. I was like, it's wonderful. I'm like, oh, should people come to the talk? Welcome to Eloise world. I like the ones outside all of you. But yeah, like for me, because I live in this paradigm where like, there is no, what's the word, kind of there's no boundaries between me and everything else. So I do kind of like drive down the road and connect with the thoughts for a moment. I'm like, sorry, I'm late for a meeting. But this is because I've broken down my paradigms of what's possible. And I think that's the biggest thing that we have, is, you know, our paradigm in this. Now, you're all really great open people because you're here. There's a whole host of people outside of Horsham that wouldn't come to a talk on intuition because it's not in their model of the world at all. But it is in all of yours, obviously. Now, a lot of you will be very intuitive. You might not connect with it in a way before the body enhances it. But believe me, I've worked with so many people, and over the course of the Mindscape weekend, people blow themselves away with what is possible. We have a great way of taking people through a process, and they go, did I just do that? You know, it's great when you get to kind of like experience that paradigm shift, that awareness change, that you can tap into a lot more than your kind of left brain, the logic, the ego wants you to think. So I've been talking a lot about this online recently. I recently moved back to Brighton. It's my hometown. I've come back home. And after a couple of weeks of being there, I got in my car and I drove to the end of the road and turned right, and my aim was to go to the end of the road and turn right onto the main road. Just as I turned that corner to go to the end of the road, I heard in my ear, turn right here, it'll be safer. Did I listen? No. So I went to the end of the road to turn right instead of turning right and then going to the traffic lights. And I had someone hit my car. Don't worry, they came off worse than me. I had a little banner at the time. And, you know, and they didn't stop, so it was a hit and run. Yay. So I was just sat there and went, wow, wasn't that cool? My brain had that couple of seconds to tell me in as succinct way as possible, you know, the best way that I could avoid that scenario. Had I chose to listen to it, of course I wouldn't have had a story to tell. So I was just amazed, and I still get amazed every day with what's possible. I'm like, it didn't say, oh, you're going to have an accident if you carry on down there. It was like, turn right here, it's safer. And, you know, sometimes, you know, we just feel that urge or that gut feeling that we should go a different way, or that, you know, maybe we shouldn't, you know, leave yet. You know, something will tell us, you know, the universe is trying to keep us safe. If we're not supposed to experience something, we were talking earlier about challenges and how boring life would be without challenges. We need them. We need them to heal and grow. And I sometimes think there's a perception that if I have amazing intuition, that nothing bad will ever happen to me. I'll float through. But that's not the case, because it would be really boring. So we still need that that experience. And I think sometimes my intuition, part of its healing power, is actually enabling me to go through life and sometimes have these challenges, but get the lessons, get the insights of what I'm supposed to learn through that experience quicker. So that means I don't have to keep repeating things and keep, you know, re-experiencing things, and things don't have to go on for as long as they might have done. I can kind of move through it quicker. And I love that side of it, that it can help us and support us and kind of nurture us to move through things. So there's multiple ways that our intuition is healing. I work every day in clinic using my intuition as a healer to work with my clients. And even yesterday, my new clinic in Hove, the clinic owner and me have been trying to arrange for me to do a session for her for ages, because she wanted experienced body talk. So I did the session, and at the end she went, "Are you a witch?" It's funny. I'm like, maybe. You know, like women in the old days, if they were a bit, they had a healing ability, they challenged people a little bit, maybe they kind of got knocked off. But they got labelled with that. I don't think it's a bad label at all, I think it's quite fun. But there's the thing, she's a very open lady, but the amount of detail that came up in the session kind of maybe challenged her a little bit and made her go, "Are you a witch?" You know, however open we are, I think there's still boundaries to how far we're willing to go. And I love the fact that when I'm working with a client, my intuition will guide me as to what to say or how to explain things, and make sure that I don't offend them or push them too far or challenge them too much, unless it's needed. So it does guide, and I love having that time and space to work with them. So I'm going to go through some keys of intuition. It's mostly things that you're already aware of, but we can explore them together. And please ask me questions as we go, because I get bored just talking at you. So my number one top tip for accessing your intuition: make space for it. Our intuition, we need to learn to dialogue with it. We need to have time with it every day. We need to give it space to come through. Because when there's loads of mind chatter going on, it's very hard for our intuition to pop up sometimes. You know, in amongst all the noise of what's going on and the thoughts and everything that's going on in our heads. I've just been with the founder of Body Talk in Dublin, and we've been talking a lot about the three brains. You're aware we have three brains? We got this one, we all know about that one. Yeah. We've got heart brain, that most of us are aware of. We've got neurons in our heart. But do you know where most of the neurons in the body are? In your digestive system. So we've got the gut brain. So the small intestine is your third brain. Now, one of the problems in life at the moment is we're putting too much emphasis up here. So our conscious brain is doing a lot, and they're actually proving now, these clever scientists, that the brain is developing to deal with stuff that it wouldn't have had to have dealt with a couple of 100 years ago. It's anatomically changing to do things that the heart brain and the gut brain should naturally do. The wisdom pouches almost. So we're putting too much emphasis up here and not enough here and here. And that's causing part of the problem. So it's one thing to be consciously aware of. When I talk about giving it space, also think about where you're giving it space in your body. You know, we talk about making gut decisions and things. You know, there's a bit of intuition going on from down here. And part of what we want to do in Body Talk is to re-educate people about what brain should be doing what function. So when we get some leaflets out, I'll send it to you when we do. I think that would be fascinating for everyone to follow up with this and look at. And I think sometimes when we sit down to make a decision and we want to kind of tap into that intuition, we've got to get out of the head. And we've got to kind of get into the heart or into the gut to really connect and digest things and make a different quality decision, not based on this logical brain which gets too much power. So there's one thing you can do practically. Next time if you want to sit down and make some space with your intuition, you're trying to have a problem you're working on, or you want some insights, is actually to sit, or maybe we'll do this later, go into the heart space and be aware of your gut brain as well, and see if you get a different quality of answer when you're actually kind of dialoguing from a different space. But making space for it's really key, especially when we're learning something. You know, when we're learning a new tool or learning something like an instrument or something, you've got to practice. Is it I always get his name. Is it Malcolm Gladwell? Wrote the book Outliers. Anyone read that? Oh, that's a really fun book. He's studied people all across the world and tried to look for patterns as to why they were kind of successful. He goes into their dates of birth and all kinds of different things. But one of the things he actually came up with was that you have to do at least 10,000 hours of something. Quick work out how many days that is. Before you get really good at something. You know, the most successful people, we think of them as being an overnight success, but it's like if you look into it, you see how much challenge they had and how much work they put in. It's like the Beatles, they ended up in some clubs, I think it was in like Norway or somewhere in Scandinavia, and they ended up doing like 200 concerts in a row, something stupid like that. And then they go away for a month and then they come back for another stretch. So by the time they were actually famous, they played so many gigs together that it was like you know, they were already like they'd already been playing for an extra 10 years. Do you see what I mean? They'd done their 10,000 hours. So we've got to make space for a new thing. We've got to give it some time, and I think we've got to encourage the intuition to come out to play. I like to kind of call it my secret best friend. You know, when you're a kid and you have your imaginary friends. I still have them. You need to spend time to dialogue with them. You need to have that time and space. So, you know, if you can every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes in the morning, just find some space to talk to and dialogue with your intuition. Even if you're just putting out there, you know, is there anything I need to know about today? Or, you know, just ask, just see what flows. Or, you know, if you meditate, you know, you can sit in meditation and just like hold that as the space for your intuition to dialogue. Because we never quite finish clearing out all the thoughts and sit there in pure bliss, or most of us don't. So you might as well encourage it to come up with some great words or some insights for you during your morning meditation. And anyone read The Artist's Way? Yeah. There's what's her name? Campbell? Cameron. You can tell I'm really good with names.
I can't remember her first name.
It begins with J. Anyway, you'll find it The Artist's Way. It's another good book. She talks in there about doing morning pages. So I think she advocates doing 20 minutes in the morning of just getting a pad and just writing whatever comes up into your head for 20 minutes. Even if you're writing, I don't know what to write, 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 all of a sudden, I can hear a bird. You know, you're just writing constantly. And I guess it's like doing, when they used to try and do channel writing or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you're constantly writing at some point, it gives your space the intuition to go, whoop, hello, here's a new thought or an insight that you haven't had before. So doing something like that can be really useful. Actually, it's very great exercise to do every day if you're quite anxious, because you can write out all your angst in the morning. and then it gives your brain some space to think clearer for the rest of the day as well. So I really believe in having that time, even if it's once a week or just for 5 minutes every day, just to give yourself some space to really start dialoguing and connecting with your intuition. Because if it's not there, talking in your ear, yakking away, mine doesn't all the time, we need to encourage it, we need to give it some space, we need to say, hey intuition, I'm here, I'm ready to listen to you. Here's some time to talk to me.